My Only Refuge, Episode 9. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. There are several instances in the Quran where God is telling stories about the Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, Pharaoh, and the people of Israel, Bani Israel. One of these instances, which has been recounted in several places in the Quran, is the story of how the Pharaoh's sorcerers came to believe in God. Pharaoh himself selects the sorcerers. He invites them and promises to reward them if they could defeat and discredit Moses. But ultimately, the sorcerers prostrate to God. They announce their faith in God. Pharaoh says, "How dare you believe without my permission? I will crucify you and cut your arms and legs and punish you with the severest tortures." The sorcerers did in fact intend to defeat Moses. But verses 125 and 126 of Surah Al-A'raf tell us how, when they saw God's sign, the ayah, they said, "Pharaoh, we are going towards our God. And the only reason for your threatening us is that we have seen God's signs and believed in him." Then they say, "O God, give us patience. God, make us leave this world as Muslims, that is, in a state of surrender and submission to you." This is how it was back then, and this is how it will always be. Believers are threatened and denounced due to their belief, and God says, "Seek refuge with me. I will support you." One of the great paragons and examples of such sincere and steadfast trust in God is Hazrat Khadija salamullah alayha, who is an inspiration for anyone who wants to enter the realm of belief. She is one of the people who openly announced their belief in the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family, from the start, without apprehension. She protects and supports him in his hour of loneliness and alienation. Khadija was an honorable, respected, and affluent lady who had many admirers and suitors. But she sacrificed whatever she had for the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family, right at the beginning, at the time the Prophet was constantly being threatened. God holds Khadija salamullah alayha dear and showers her with his blessing. The great abundance, Kawthar, that God bestowed upon Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam was through Khadija salamullah alayha. When Hazrat Siddiqa Fatimah al-Zahra salamullah alayha was to be born, the women of Medina abandoned Khadija. Then from the heavens came 4 exalted ladies to help. God has shown these signs so that we would not despair, and so that we would know that God is always present. So how is it that some still say God abandons the believers?